Hi, today I want to show you how to get basic input from the user and display it to the console. Okay, so the first thing we're going to have to do is make a new Java project. And just name it basic input. And we're going to make a new class. Let's follow it. Call it the same thing, basic input. That's good. And first thing we need to do is we need to import the scanner. Oops. Like that. Now what we have to do is make a scanner object. So we're going to do scanner. I like to call it keyboard because that tells you what you're going to be getting input from. Equals new scanner. Okay, so now we can ask the user for, let's say, a number. So we'll make a variable, an integer variable, to hold the number that the user is going to enter. So we can do it like int number equals 0. And then we're going to ask the user for a number. Now what we need to do is use our scanner object keyboard to fill the variable. So we'll do num equals keyboard next int, because we're getting an integer. So what's going to happen in the console is when we run this, we're going to see this. Please enter a number, and then you'll be able to enter a number, and then we'll be able to print it out to the screen. So let's see. And we can say number you entered was plus num. Let's run it and see what happens. Enter a number, so let's do 10. And it tells you the number you entered was 10. So we can also do this with a string. We just change this to string. And we just change this to, or we'll just make a new variable in case we want to use that again. String. And we can change this to string. And we're going to have to change this to just next. And I want to show you something here. So we'll change this to a string, this to string. And so, okay, so if we try this, and I run it, and I say maybe like Kyle is awesome, it only says we entered Kyle. That's because this keyboard.next is only going to take up until the first space. Once it hits a space, it's going to stop. So if we wanted to grab this whole line, we'd have to say next line, like this. So now when we run this, you can say Kyle is awesome, and it's going to take the whole line. So this just next can be useful. So let's say, for example, we want to get a string and a number. So you could say, please enter a string and a number. Now we could go string.next. It's going to grab the string that the user enters, and then we could go num equals keyboard.next int. Yeah, and then so we can add on to this plus make a space. The num you entered was plus the num. Let's see what that does. Enter a string and a number. So we'll enter Kyle 23. The string you entered was Kyle. The num you entered was 23. Cool, eh?